on divorce court today. They met when she answered his online ad, got married when they drove past a chapel, then had a baby. Their relationship started on a whim, but Melissa has a plan to end it if Mahan won't confess to his secret life. Melissa Jalali and Mahan Jalali have brought their dispute for Judge Lynn Toller to resolve. Testimony in divorce court starts now.
Mr. and Mrs. Jalali, you two have been together for 3 years and married for 3 years. You are in divorce court today, and Ms. Jalali, you are seeking a sum total of around $5,000 for transitional support and bills, and we will talk about that momentarily. I would like to start, however, and find out how we got here and what was going on in your marriage. You say, Ms. Jalali, you have great trust issues with your husband. Explain that to me.
Well, the trust issues actually started when we first got together. Relationships in my past have brought me to have trust issues with anybody, really.
Well, how did you get together with Mr. Jalali?
He posted an ad on Craigslist, and I answered his ad, and I thought he was funny and had a sense of humor, so I figured why not? And so we met for coffee, and we started...
In a public place, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
This makes you, I mean...
Yes, for sure.
Uh-huh.
So we met for...
Nothing personal, but you know what happens. You know, it could be... We don't know who you are, so go ahead.
Right. So the first time we met, we talked and we had coffee and parted our ways. And then a couple days later, he called me and he said, "Let's meet again." And so we met again at the same place for coffee. And then I started taking a liking to him, and I said, "Well, what are you doing after coffee?" And he said,
"Can I tell the rest of the story?"
If you can tell it faster, yeah.
Yes. Okay, so what happens is we barely knew each other for 3 months. She claimed she was pregnant, so I did the right thing and married her. But
Whoa! Now that was too fast. I missed a whole lot of things. How long did you two date before you started being intimate?
About intimate.
2 days.
2 days, yeah.
2 days.
Yeah.
You started having sex after 2 days.
Yeah.
And
She made me
obviously
wait
it
a
was
whole 2 days.
unprotected sex.
Right, of course. But she was not pregnant until...
When did she say she was pregnant?
In April. That's when I married her. I wanted to do the right thing, but she ended up not being pregnant until July, I believe, July or August.
So she told you were pregnant. You married her to do the right thing,
right.
And you now believe.
So she talks about trust issues.
You believe you were hoodwinked.
Exactly. There you go.
Did you trap him? Did you feign a pregnancy so you could get that ring?
No.
You really thought you were pregnant?
I really thought I was
You took a home pregnancy test? Came up positive. Did you see it?
No. I saw a picture
You didn't
of it.
show it to him?
She sent me a picture of it, but it could have been an older picture. Who knows?
Did you go to a doctor afterwards and confirm that?
I didn't go to the doctor until after we were married.
Mrs. Jalali, I don't think I believe that you didn't know you weren't pregnant. I think you knew you weren't pregnant. I think you wanted to marry this guy. And it was, what, 3 months in?
Right. And I'm not such a prize. I mean,
you got a good dude, and he married you. So anyway, but she
Right.
got pregnant soon thereafter.
Right.
And were you concerned at the time that you found out that the first pregnancy wasn't real, that you ought not procreate with this individual because you really don't know her very well?
I wasn't thinking straight.
You were what?
I was not thinking straight. So
Okay.
By then I started liking her,
So you were in love?
Right.
When did your trust issues with him first show themselves?
When I found emails of him cheating on me since we first got together with women and men who are women and are in the process of becoming women. And that's pretty much what threw all the trust.
Now, when you say you found out through emails, was he emailing back and forth with people, or?
Yes, he was meeting people and emailing a bunch of people, answering ads off of Craigslist.
Mr. Jalali, is that accurate?
Somewhat.
Well, now remember, you wrote a response to that, and you pretty much copped to the whole thing.
Right. But I mean, out of every 20, 30 ads that I responded to, maybe I hooked up with one. So it's not like there were so many. Also, there were some things that she was not providing for me, in some aspects. It was always, no strings attached. I wasn't romancing anybody. She had an affair recently, and it was like a 2-3 month.
And I'm going to talk about that momentarily.
Right.
But in your own words, you say, yes, you were having random addictive sex because she was not good in bed. You agree that it was with men who were transitioning or women, and you do it frequently. Did you find that at all contradictory to your wedding vows?
Yes, but I found the whole wedding to be a sham when she fake the pregnancy.
Yeah. So did you tell her? I mean, the responsible reaction to something like that is, you lied to me. I think I got married under false pretenses.
Right.
I want a divorce, or I want an annulment because it was a fraud situation, whatever. It's not to, well, since she lied to me, I can just have sex with whomever
Right.
and still maintain a relationship. Correct?
Right, correct.
And you stayed married for 3 years. You must have liked her a little.
A little.
Can you tell me why
she
you
grew
did,
up.
in fact, have an affair? I mean, I understood what he's saying, that he needed a certain variety and level, quality of sex that he couldn't get at home. And you cheated, however, because...
I cheated because he wasn't there for me at all. I was home with the kids, and he was working an hour away, and the times that I wanted to talk to him, he was always busy, or the times that I needed him to, when he came home on the weekends, to be with the kids or help me, he wanted to be up on the computer answering ads.
Next, what secret will Mohan reveal about the affair Melissa tried to keep secret? Are your in-laws all up in your business and destroying your marriage? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt. Real people, real conflict, real judgments. Divorce Court continues.
So you're telling me a story of lack of affection and lack of care, and you say your affair was a function of that lack of affection and care. Were you aware of the, not affairs, because you make it very clear there was no emotional engagement in between you and the people that you saw, but it was just purely for the sexual gratification,
Right.
correct? Were you aware that he was doing those things?
No, I was not.
You did not know.
I
So
did
when
not
you had
know.
the affair with this guy, it wasn't at all a retaliatory thing because he was having sex with other people.
No, I had no idea when I had the affair that he was a sex addict, basically.
Right.
He needs sex all the time, and if I can't give it to him, then he's going to go find somebody who can.
Did you discuss your level of need with her before you married her? Did you say, give me a little heads up? I like a lot of it.
Yes, I did.
Mr. Jalali, you were really hurt by that affair, were
Yes.
you not? Tell me why it was so painful for you. Knowing that you had a life on the side, tell me why what she did and the way she did it was so particularly painful to you.
Well, not to have double standards, but she emotionally abandoned me, basically. And she had a 2-3 months romance with this guy. And it was done publicly. Basically, she publicly humiliated me because he was a friend of somebody within our circle. So
everybody around knew but
right,
you.
Right. Even neighbors had found out because I had a job where I was out of town 5 days a week. So I had calls from friends saying, hey, we should be taking care of what's going on at home. So discreetly, whatever. So eventually I figured it out. And also, so I tell you that if you're going to publicly humiliate me next time, let it be with somebody who's done better than me.
If you're going to cheat up.
Right, exactly. Don't cheat down, exactly.
Don't cheat down.
Right.
This. At least you haven't lost your sense of humor completely, Mr. Jalali. That was funny.
But cheating is still cheating, no matter what you do.
Oh, absolutely. And you both did. And I honestly don't believe that you two were ever truly in love. And when you go into a relationship and you don't really love one another, the bumps in the road are like Mount Everest. So I think that's what happened to the two of you. You also have other difficulties, however, because you have such cultural differences. Mr. Jalali, your family is from the Middle East.
Right.
And you were so concerned about marrying a woman who was not Middle Eastern that you didn't tell your parents for a period of time after you got married, correct?
Correct. And also, which is the reason I'm so nervous now, because eventually my parents will watch this show and I'm going to be in a lot of trouble.
I understand that, and I appreciate you coming on here. What do you want said? What do you want her to know?
I want her to know that she hasn't done her part totally, in our marriage. For example, I try to make money as much as I can, and she spends it faster than I can make it. Sometimes I believe that she actually starts the fight just so she can go shopping, because that's what she does after a fight. She gets upset, she goes shopping. So, she has no control over, managing our money, saving. We have no savings at all. So if I should lose my job, we're screwed.
When Divorce Court continues, are issues with Mahan's family causing more stress than Melissa can handle?
Do you believe Melissa intentionally lied about her pregnancy to get Mahan to marry her? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call now.
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and join the conversation on Twitter @DivorceCourt. Divorce Court continues.
As far as you're concerned, Mrs. Jalali, what problems or difficulties has the cultural divide in your home caused you?
Well, first of all, his family thinks I'm just a white trailer trash girl, and I'm no good for him, and he could do better. And I came into the marriage with 2 kids already, and why is he taking me on with 2 kids already? And then we have another child together, and they've basically hated me from the start. And
how about how the difference in culture manifests itself in the home? Is it a traditional marriage in terms of who's doing what for whom, or do you?
No,
are
not at
you
all.
a little uncomfortable with what's being required of you?
No, not at all. It's not traditional at all. He wants me to be the typical Middle Eastern wife and cook and clean and take care of the kids and satisfy him in the bedroom, and then that's it.
You know, this woman is very rebellious. Okay, she claims that because I'm Middle Eastern, that this is my culture, I want her to be, submissive to me, but that's not true. Any questions I ask her, like, hey, where are you going? To her, that's like me, trying to get into her private business. I mean, she's not cooperative. Also, she makes major decisions without consulting me. I'm not saying you have to get my permission.
But just talk to me about it.
Right, exactly.
Right, but
what kind of things?
This is, I mean, I've had enough. The reason we're here is because she decided for us that we're moving to Texas. So she already contacted real estate agents over there, trying to get me a job out there, and then tells me, by the way, we're moving to Texas. Before that, she tried selling my car. She put my car on Craigslist because she decided that it was too old and we needed to get a new car. But shouldn't she discuss this with me?
She didn't talk about it. Ms. Jalali, is that true? You make these major decisions without first not asking his permission, but saying, hey, this is what I'm considering doing. Do you want some input?
No, he's right. I make decisions because I'm used to being on my own, and I'm still trying to transition into.
After 3.5
Hey,
years.
look, Ms. Jalali, I can understand having to transition into being married, but I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out that you cannot not tell a guy I'm making plans to move to another state with you and getting you a new job. That's not I'm independent, don't know how to be married.
There you go. Thank you.
That's just rude.
Right.
You don't do that to people.
I understand that, and he's the one that actually, after we got married, because he didn't want to tell his parents that we were married, he's the one that told me, let's move to Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I'm not going to tell my parents that I'm taking his car. Family was totally distraught. They had no idea that we had jumped up and moved.
But that's between him and his family. He consulted you. He said, hey, let's go. And you said, okay. That's consulting between the two of you. You planning an exodus and him a new job without telling him is not. It's 2 different things. He did the right way, you did it the wrong way. Period, end of story.
Right.
Judge Lynn Toller's ruling next. Divorce Court. Judge Lynn Toller's ruling right now.
Mrs. Jalali, you say you want $4,950, transitional support at $1,000 a month, $650 for 3 months of utilities, for a total of $4,950, correct?
Correct.
Tell me why you believe Mr. Jalali should give you that sum.
We're now living in a house that's owned by his family, and so if we got a divorce, basically
You'd have to go.
I'd have to go, and I'm going with the kids. And, I'm always constantly with the kids, and I need to be able to be there and support
them as you go forward.
Right.
Mr. Jalali, your response.
I have no problem with the money she's asking because she spends 3 times that a month.
So it would be cheaper to let her go
Right.
than keep her.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. That made that part of my job easy. Now I want to talk about the rest of it. Mr. Jalali, I like you. You're a good guy who wants to do the right thing. And I think you married into a situation that was all wrong and didn't satisfy the needs that you had. And then you got into it. You were trying to take care of the baby. You worked. You brought home money. And I think you're just being a right guy that's in a wrong situation. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
and the cheating is not good. The cheating is not right. But I think you got reeled in. I think you got taken. Ms. Jalali, I think you used the man. I really do. I think you saw, this guy's got a nice little income here. You faked pregnancy, you reeled him in, then you had a real baby right afterwards just to solidify the situation. And then, when he was off working all the time, you got emotionally involved with someone else while he was paying the bills. I think you weren't at all what he wanted or needed, and you kind of forced yourself on him, and shame on you for that. He's going to be supporting this child for the rest of his life. I hope you give him access to that child.
Can I say something?
Yes.
My parents are going to love you. At first, I was nervous coming here because I figured, all the stuff that is going to come out, that my parents would be mad at me. But, they've been saying the same thing for 3 years now. So.
Oh, okay.
Now they're going to love you.
So you go, you know what I mean? You leave this man alone. That wasn't right. You make it easy for him to see that child. He loves that child. He's going to pay his support because he's that kind of dude.
Well, and if I knew that he liked different things and he came out forward with the type of person that he
But you were
actually
so
was.
busy hooking him in and trapping him in, you didn't care about what he really needed or wanted.
What he told me, I even asked him what he wanted and where
But
he
you don't,
wanted.
everybody, I remember the conversation with a guy I met him a few months. I'm going to tell him all my deep sexual needs and whatnot. That's why courtships take long time. That's why you know somebody for a year, 2 years before you marry them, so the deepness can rise to the surface and everybody can see what it is. But you were on a mission. You found him, you caught him, you hooked him up, you locked it down, and it was wrong of you. He said it's worth it to get rid of you, $4,950 for your freedom. It is so ordered.
Thank you.
Mahan agrees with the judge's ruling and is eager to tell his family about his experience in court. Post a comment or submit your case at divorcecourt.com or call toll-free 1-877-311-2222. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Divorce Court.